Hello, guys. Here Vincenzo. We are at the Amazon Ads Educator Summit in Milan. I'm super excited because today we're going to be talking about global advertising when it comes to international markets. And today I have Patrick, where we're going to be diving into everything around the tool in terms of, what are some of the latest features, things that you have to consider, and why this is important when it comes to scaling your sales internationally. So, Patrick, welcome to this episode. How you doing?
Thank you, Vince. Very happy to be here and really looking forward to dive into this.
New to this. Let's start, I guess, with a brief introduction about what is global advertising. Tell us more about that.
So, global advertising refers to when an advertiser is advertising across multiple countries, typically outside of their home country. So, a lot of sellers have told us that they really want to expand globally, but they feel that it's complicated.
Okay.
And this is exactly what global advertising aims to solve. So, our goal is to make advertising across multiple countries as easy as it is to advertise in one. And so we've launched a number of tools to help advertisers do that over the years. So instead of juggling multiple accounts,
Yeah.
dashboards, currencies, and languages, you basically have one account, one dashboard with AI powered features in your preferred language and currency. So it makes it much simpler for you to expand globally.
Awesome. So I guess to start jumping more into the technicalities of this, so people can start understanding what are some of the main differentiators. Like what is the big deal when it comes to global advertising? Like what is really new that people should be aware of when it comes to that?
I think global advertising has become much more important in the current situation. I guess to start off, retail is really becoming increasingly global. So a
Mm-hmm.
lot of sellers are selling across multiple countries these days. And we really think that advertising is a tool that will multiply their impact. So here's an interesting stat that I can share with you, Vince. When an advertiser expands to a new country, on average, the sales attributed to sponsored products constitutes 41% of the total sales in the first 4 months.
Yeah.
So that's quite significant. The second piece is under the global conditions right now. So you have a lot of tariffs, you have a lot of new regulations coming out, you have a lot of currency fluctuations,
Yeah.
and all of that really puts pressure on profitability.
I agree.
So it's important that you have diversify your business across multiple countries, because when country slows down, you need to be able to pick up really quickly in another country and
Yeah.
preserve the momentum of your business.
Yeah, actually, to double down in on that, like we at Ecomcy, a lot of our clients, we are seeing that usually the main driver of incrementing revenue is international markets because we find that, especially if you're selling for in markets such as the USA, you find that in a lot of categories it's getting very very competitive, and sometimes launching in like in Europe or Amazon Mexico, Amazon Brazil, and now with this feature that can allow you to essentially make it so simple is definitely something people should be leveraging because that's essentially where you're gonna find a lot of low hanging fruit, as we call it. Quick wins. Yeah.
Exactly, and that we're hearing that a lot from our customers. And I think, on your point of simplification, now with AI, it's easier than ever for you to expand your business globally, right? And so we're layering AI across all aspects of our feature. So you can grow your business seamlessly across multiple countries while staying profitable with very minimal effort. So if you take all of these considerations, global advertising is really, it's time to shine for it, right?
Yeah. Now that's actually a perfect opportunity to jump into the benefits. Like, what are some of the main benefits? You touch simplicity, so tell me more about that. Yeah.
I think, maybe we want to talk about, and you also mentioned a little bit about, how a lot of advertisers are generating a lot of sales when the sales growth from outside of their home country.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the first benefit that you want to say is quite obvious, where you can reach global audiences, right? And it's another interesting stat for you, Vince.
Cool. I love
Um,
stats.
we all love stats, man. Numbers say everything. So when an advertiser advertises across multiple countries, on average, they see 88% of their sales growth come from outside of their home country.
Interesting.
So essentially, if you're advertising only in one country, then you might be missing out
A
on
lot.
90% of your sales growth,
That's big.
right?
Yeah.
So this is one. Two, the simplicity that comes with it, right? Imagine all of the time savings that you can have, or imagine all of the resource savings. You can basically expand across different countries without having to become an expert in each one of them,
Yeah.
right? And the third point is that you basically have year-round shopping seasons. So if you use advertising to capture, shopping seasons like
Mm.
Black Friday in the U.S., There are opportunities like that across the globe. So when it's not Black Friday in the US, it's Ramadan
Okay.
in MENA, but it's also Singles Day in Japan.
Yeah.
So yeah, a bunch of benefits that are really important for your business.
Yeah, that's what I love about going internationally. It's like it has to be considered as a second opportunity for your product to shine, right? A lot of times when you're not having a success in your home country, like most of the time, going to international markets, as you mentioned, is definitely the opportunity that can make the difference for your business to keep thriving, especially entering into 2026. So thank you so much for sharing those stats for us so people can, motivate to make that jump. Now, I think one of the main issues when it comes to expanding internationally, and I'm very keen to learn more about global advertising when it comes to this, is how to deal with all the languages, localization. That's something that for a lot of people is scary, especially if you don't speak those languages. So tell us how global advertising can help with that.
Yeah, exactly. I think these are some of the primary barriers or some primary pain points that sellers associate when they want to advertise globally. So when it comes to language, I think we tackle it in a number of ways. The first one is obviously you can navigate the console in your preferred language, regardless of the countries that you advertise in. The second one is probably you're asking yourself, how can I pick keywords in countries that I don't speak the language, right?
Mm-hmm.
German is very complicated as a language. I don't understand how they behave, how
Mm-hmm.
they talk. So, how can I choose those keywords? So, we provide for you keyword recommendations that work best for every country in your preferred language that you
Nice.
can use. You can also input the keywords in your preferred language, and we are translating them into the destination country's language. So that's the second way. The third way is that now with AI, you can basically bypass
Yeah.
all of the keyword research because you can use some of the AI powered presets that we give for your campaigns. So you don't have to do research yourself. We're going to dive into that a little bit deeper later on. On the currency side, we also allow you to look at all of your reporting and all of your billing in your preferred currency. So basically, you don't have to deal with any of the manual conversions that usually come with that. And the third piece, I think you mentioned localization.
Yeah.
So we do have a lot of translation services that allow you to translate everything from ad copy to images to
Nice.
videos in just a number of clicks. So basically, Vince, you focus on your strategy and your message, and we'll take care of the local details for you.
I love it. So you mentioned there something that I'm sure you want to go also deeper into, which is AI. It's something that is everybody's mouth. You go online and everybody's talking about AI. People is really intrigued about how AI is going to impact their business. And I'm sure when it comes to global selling, you know, and advertising, AI is also going to be a huge contributor. So tell us more about how AI is also helping essentially when it comes to that.
Yes, I mean, we use AI across all of our features and we're trying to layer it more across all the features because we want to make it as simple as possible for our advertisers. I think we can think of AI in terms of three main categories that it supports. The first one is that we give you recommendations to what works in every country, and we use AI to put campaign settings that work for every country as well. So we use it to optimize it for each country when you're advertising internationally. Second, you can use AI to generate copy that fits for every country, right? So you can
Important.
generate images, videos
Localizing.
right now, exactly. And the third one, if you already have assets such as creatives, you can also use it to translate the images for them
Good.
for or any creative or ad
Yeah.
copy basically for it to work in every single country.
Cool, cool. Yeah, I think this is something that is gonna remove so much the barrier of entry. Like I think the most important one is really localizing. I think that's where a lot of people. I'm sure maybe you see this a lot. Coming, let's say a brand coming from the US, they go to places such as the UK or Amazon Italy, and they think it's as simple as using a Google translation and just assuming that everything that works in the US is gonna work on these markets. But yeah, like seeing how you guys are leveraging AI to make sure that localization is on point is going to make the whole difference when it comes to make sure that your ads are actually going to convert and are going to be shown to the right consumer.
Exactly.
So now this sounds very exciting. So I'm keen to know more about, what is really next when it comes to global advertising, because it seems this is just the beginning. So tell me more.
Yeah, so I think, so far we've launched a number of features to make it easier for advertisers to expand globally, right? So I'm just going to name a few to start off,
Sure.
and then we're going to dive deeper, a little bit
Hmm.
deeper in some of the features that are coming up.
Nice.
So in the past couple of years, we've launched things such as a global campaign manager, where you can see their campaigns across all countries just in one view, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you can track performance, spot trends, and make smarter decisions. Basically, we've launched global reporting, where we can create one report across all of the countries together, right? Global billing, where you can generate one unified bill across all of the countries instead of having multiple statements.
Mm-hmm.
Global payments, where you can pay from your proceeds in one country across other
Right, right,
countries
that
as
one.
well,
Yeah.
right? So yeah, a bunch of features. And by the way, we're gonna link to all of those features if you want to get deeper into those in the description of the video.
Yeah.
But we want to focus more on what's coming next, and because we have some really transformational features that are coming, and we're gonna talk about two primary ones. So the first one is global sponsored products campaigns.
Mm-hmm.
So a global sponsored products campaign basically lets you run one campaign across multiple countries. So instead of you having to create multiple SP campaigns in different countries, you can just launch one in multiple countries, right?
Interesting.
So obviously, this all of this work that used to take hours and multiple tabs
Tell me more about
open.
that.
Yeah, exactly. When you want to launch to different
Yeah.
countries,
Yeah.
now is just a matter of like maybe just like maybe 5 minutes or like
Yeah.
10 minutes, right? So a lot of time savings when it comes to the efficiency of it. But global campaigns is also not just about efficiency, because we know that advertisers also looking for performance.
Of course. Yeah.
So we're using AI powered settings for your campaigns for each country. And
Okay.
advertisers who've used that technology in the past, on average, have seen a 24% higher ROAS than those who have not.
Interesting.
Another stat. I know you love
Yeah. I'm
stats.
taking notes.
And the third benefit is that you can see a cross country performance of your campaign
Mm-hmm.
in one place. So it also allows you to make smarter decisions with smart decisions about it. But what's really interesting about global campaigns is that the flexibility that comes with it as well,
Yeah.
right? So first of all of these AI powered settings that we give you, you don't necessarily have to use them for all countries.
Okay.
You can use them and get the benefits that come with it. But if you want to target something specific, or if you want to make edits per country, you can also customize those settings to your liking.
Nice.
Second, if you want to expand your campaign to another country, it's as simple as clicking a button, and
Mm-hmm.
then you can add campaigns to your country. The third is that when it comes to campaign management, you can choose to manage all your campaigns together, right? The
Okay.
efficiency that comes with that, all of the bulk actions that you can do, but you can also do it country by country if you
Mm.
want to optimize settings individually, right?
Yeah.
So really, no matter what is your strategy, what we are building is a feature that will assist you in deploying what works best for you,
Yeah.
while we give you the recommendations that we think will also work best.
Yeah.
The feature is now available in beta for select advertisers, but
Cool.
will be available for all in Q1 2026. So
Stay
we
tuned.
really look forward. Stay tuned, and really look forward to see your feedback on those features. So this is the first feature: global sponsored products campaigns. The second feature is multi-country brand stores,
Okay.
and this is also one of the features that we're really proud of. That's already been launched, and you can think of it as your global passport for your brand stores. So you built a brand store at Amazon, right? This beautiful multi-destination page where you get to showcase your products and tell the story of your brand, right? And say you've perfected it. You spent weeks perfected in the US, right? You've done everything that you wanted to do. You've written the perfect copy, right?
Mm.
You've chosen the right
Split
products,
tested everything. Yeah.
right? And you've chosen all of the right imagery,
Mm.
right? And now, traditionally, if you want to take that brand stores and move it to Germany or Japan, you would have to start from scratch,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? With multi country brand stores, you can do that basically with just a few simple clicks.
Cool. So you can essentially build on top of the success you're already having, pretty much.
Exactly. So let me try to illustrate how game changing that is, right? So when you launch like that brand stores in whatever country you're at, and you perfected it, you wanted to move it into another country, that traditionally takes
A lot.
teams, right? Of you need to hire translators, designers. Think about the all of the products if they're available in that country or that country. With multi-country brand stores, what we do for you is that we automatically translate your all of your content into the different languages. We adjust all of the product availability for all of the different countries, and we make sure that your brand's look and feel stays consistent across all the different countries,
Yeah.
right? So what used to take weeks to scale can now be done in just a few clicks.
Yeah. And you mentioned there something very important, which is consistency across multiple markets. That's for brands is key because you don't want to have a consumer buying your product in the US, having a different experience when it comes to the whole brand feel when shopping in Amazon Spain, for example. So I love how you guys have been taking a lot of care when it comes to that because that's all when it comes to, keeping up with your consumers,
Exactly. And I hope, when we build the features, we try to incorporate, we try to be as customer obsessed as we like to call it at Amazon as
Yeah.
possible. So we hope that it works for our advertisers as much as we think it would.
Yeah.
This feature is available right now in the US, in Canada, Germany, France, and Japan. And we'll be
Mm.
rolling out to more countries in the future as well. And we have two short videos about those features
Nice.
that are really like a demo of 1 to 2 minutes,
Cool.
but they show the impact that they could have on your business and the value that they could bring to you.
Good.
So maybe we can link them in the
Yeah,
description of the
down
video as
below
well.
and let us know what you guys think. And I think just to also add on what you guys mentioned when it comes to the control of different countries, I think that's also such a good feature because just to tell you from personal experience, like a couple of years back, if we had to do this, we had to jump from console to console, different countries, and bring all that together. Now the fact that within a few clicks, you know what is happening in every single country from a strategic point of view is super super useful, especially when you're allocating budgets, that are going to be depending on performance. So very very good. Yeah.
Yeah, very happy to hear that, Vince. This is exactly why we build these products. We want to try to please our customers as much as possible.
Cool. Now, we have been talking, about the features, and that sounds amazing. But let's now start diverting the conversation into real life success, right? Like, what are some of the things that you guys are seeing when it comes to the implementation of global advertising and how this is already, improving the performance of some of the brands? So tell me more about that as well.
Yeah, I mean, there's a wide range of case studies that we have seen where customers have used those tools successfully. I think one of them that stands out for me is MorphCostumes. So this is a UK based costume brand,
Okay.
and they were expanding to Europe, and they used a lot of these global advertising tools,
Mm-hmm.
to take care all of the admin for them, and they focused all of their time on the creative strategy of expansion, right? And then if you there's actually a mini docu series about them that's really worthwhile to
Okay.
check. So
Cool.
we'll link that in the
We can put it down
description.
below.
Yeah, we'll link it in the description so that you guys see it. And I think it's really important that you see it because you can see how creative they got as well.
Nice.
So like it's a creative team. It's a very interesting story.
Okay.
So by using these tools, they managed to increase their international sales by 26%.
Wow.
Now, Morph Costumes is definitely a great example, but we've seen customers succeed in multiple industries. So anything from health brands to coffee roasters to home decor, right? And the story is usually the same.
Yeah.
When sellers spend less time on admin,
Yeah.
they focus more time on growing their business,
Yeah.
right? And this is some of the benefits that we are trying to get for the advertisers as well.
Yeah, and I agree. Like admin is one of the main, I would say, killers of efficiency. Like, and we see that with some of the brands we work with. Like most of the time, brands will spend weeks on making a decision that should be within minutes. And the fact that now dashboards like this make it so easy can be a game changer for a lot of brands that know how to leverage it. Now, I think a lot of our listeners and the ones watching today most likely are saying, okay, this sounds amazing. This sounds super innovative, but let's be honest, there are so many things to do that where do I start? Like, what do you advise us to do, Patrick? Because there are so many features to leverage. So, what is your advice? Like, how do I make my first step to leverage this?
Yeah, I think this is a very interesting point, Vince. And when it comes to practical tips that I can give, it's really about keeping it simple.
Hmm.
So start small. Choose one or two countries that share similar culture or languages, that makes it easier for you to start. And second, lead with your best-selling products. That makes it much easier for you to expand and learn from your expansion. The third, leverage a lot of the automation that we offer at Amazon. So you can use
Yeah.
automatic targeting, you can use automatic bidding,
Hmm.
and the reason why you want to do that is that you want to learn, you want to collect learnings from the markets that you're expanding to,
Yeah.
right? The fourth one, I think it's less of a tip and maybe more of a mindset is be patient,
Agree. Very
right?
important.
Be patient. Give time for your campaigns to accumulate results so that you
Yeah.
can understand and learn more from them.
Yeah. I say
Global
that to on a daily basis to my team and my clients.
exactly.
Patience.
It's
Very
very hard.
important. Yeah.
I would tend to say I'm also a very impatient person,
Yeah.
but global expansion is something that takes weeks and
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
days, right? But the payoff is worthwhile.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the last tip is that make use of all of the data that's available to you after you accumulate those learnings to see what is really working and grow,
Yeah.
right? So really, five simple steps, five simple things that you can do to start global advertising today.
Yeah. And something I want to double down on that you mentioned, I think selecting your bestseller to implement global selling and advertising is key. I see that being a big mistake from brands. They go global and they launch the whole catalog on a country they
Yes.
never sold before. And at the end of the day, which happens with a lot of brands, the 80-20 rule. Sometimes 20% of your of your catalog
Yes.
is really what is going to bring 80% of the revenue. So being very selective when it comes to the opportunity because it can be a huge difference, especially from a cash flow perspective, right? So
Exactly. Exactly. Start small. Keep it simple. Take the first step. I think there's a saying. What does it say? It's a little bit. I think it's like maybe around new age. I don't know. We should
yeah,
be
it's like
looking.
you're getting into this forest. You don't see more deep that the few trees you have in front of you. So take the first step, and you're gonna eventually find your way to
Exactly.
yeah, very important. Cool. So I guess to start wrapping up, like when it comes to coming to a conclusion about this topic, and maybe for some of the listeners that the ones watching that are still in the fence when it comes to global uh, expansion, like what is your advice? Like what is the last thing you can say? Like this is definitely something you should go for.
I think, you know, everything that we've shared today, what it really says is a very clear message, right? There's a significant global opportunity. The AI powered tools are there to help you. All that is required for you is to start small, test, and build from there. So don't think of it as something that's too complicated. Look into the tools that we've shared with you and just start.
Yeah, make the first step.
Just do it.
Yeah, I love it. So I think, guys, this has been an amazing episode. I think having Patrick today on the episode and talking about all the things when it comes to global advertising really shows how Amazon is committed to allowing brands to really expand internationally. And I strongly believe that's the way moving forward. As I said at the beginning of the podcast, that's where we see most of our good performing brands when it comes to scaling year after year is international expansion usually an element that is part of the equation. So make sure you take action. I mean, and this seems just the beginning. I'm sure there's going to be many more updates in the years to come. So I'm very excited. But other than that, I want to thank you, Patrick, for your time. Thank you
Thank you,
so much.
Vince. Thank you.
And guys, you can find all the information down below. Feel free to comment, like, tell us what you think, and see you in the next one.